First of all, I'm honored to be here. I think it's so empowering to be in a room full of people talking about this important topic of Asian representation in marketing. I think it's great. There's a lot of energy, a lot of just networking opportunities. So I think the conference overall is great. In terms of key takeaways, I think there's a couple. I think there's themes that keep coming through, just in terms of how it is so important to be authentic and um, just elevate stories. I think that's a big one. It's not just about checking a box, but it's really about how you can resonate with the Asian American consumer audience. And I love that. I think the other key takeaway, which happened in a session just now, was somebody said that we're, especially as marketers, a lot of times you come in and you do something just around a specific event, temple holiday. But the notion of like we're Asian year round. And I thought that was really, really great because it's true. And it's something that we have to remember. It's people you're talking about. It's not just like again, a box you're trying to check. So I work on a media strategy team where we steward our national media budget across the US. And specifically, I lean more towards our relevance initiatives. So anything that we do that focuses on reaching Gen Z youth. So a lot of our famous orders campaigns and things like that. I always say all the fun ones. Um, and I also work across multicultural strategy. So that includes our Hispanic consumer audience. I just started leaning closer to the work with our Asian consumer audience as well, and it's great. But yeah, I think it's overall just media strategy across the board, but specifically leaning in towards more how do we resonate with our younger consumers, both from a general market perspective, but also multicultural. I think when you really think about it, Asian consumers are just such a it's an important group. I think we heard a lot today and even yesterday about the buying power. But aside from that, I think it's really just thinking about it as like being able to elevate people's stories. And it's if you're expecting business from a specific consumer group, you really have to make the investment, both in terms of the money investment, but also just investment in time and getting to know who your customers are and understanding their stories, understanding what they care about. So it's really just kind of a win-win all around. And you really need to do the work to understand where they're coming from and what's going to resonate more with that audience. Because I think if you're not elevating their stories and really supporting the people that support you as a business, then we're not really doing our jobs. Yeah, I think it's some of the stuff I said before about being authentic and ensuring you have the right people in the room. I always like to say that nowadays, we have more data than we know what to do with. So there's a lot of studies, statistics, but if you don't have the right partners that have the diverse perspective, if you don't have the right people in the room, even on our side, it's kind of like when you have everything together, that's when the magic happens. Because if you again, you can't rely off of data points alone. You really need to make sure that you're partnering with people who are experts in the space and also educate yourself, especially if you're further removed from the realities of what Asian consumers go to. So I think it's a lot of it is education, how you translate data, and just continuously learning and supporting different perspectives, and having and trusting sometimes you just need to kind of um, follow the advice of your partners and trust that you might not know everything, and that's okay. I think that's a big one too.